Hello, everyone, and welcome to Sew with Jessica. If it's your first time here, thank you for joining this family. And if you're returning Sewi, thank you for coming back. In this video, I'll be sharing with you guys how I made this really simple yet very lovely dress that you can see right here on your screen. It's just a really simple dress. I think the only major detail is this whole elastic or this ruched effect that it has at the back. This dress was inspired by these two pictures right here on the screen. They are both from the same brand. I'll just put the name of the brand there on the screen. And if this is something you're interested in learning, make sure to keep on watching. Don't forget to like, don't forget to share, don't forget to comment if you found it useful. And let's get into the tutorial today proper. So I have 3 yards of this Ankara fabric here. And this area that I'm showing you is the length. And the length is usually 45-46 inches max. So I'm going to be using the width and I'll fold it down just as seen. So that way I'll be able to achieve a full length. Still yet, this didn't give me the full length. I had to sew up to the length, but I don't know if you noticed from the start. So after folding it, we are going to fold it down like this. So I'll be able to cut out both the front and the back piece at once. I want to minimize the way I use my fabric. So I'm going to take my round hip measurement divided by 4, which is 11 plus 3 inches. And that's going to be 14 inches. So I'm going to fold this fabric to the width of 14 inches so I can have some left for the sleeve and just in case I want to make pockets, which I did not make. The full length I have here is 53 inches, which is not enough. I'm still going to add up to the length as we go on. We'll move to the starting line and we are going to take the shoulder measurement divided by 2. So just take your shoulder measurement, divide it by 2 and mark it right there. Next, we'll take the neck width, which I'm using 3 inches. And for the neck depth of the back piece, I'm using 2 inches. I'll connect those 2 points together with a curve. Now for the front neckline, I marked 8 inches downwards. And then right before I connect it, I'm still going to mark 3 inches downwards. That's for the front neckline. So I'll connect a curve just as seen for the front neckline. And I'll just draw a straight line to make the 8 inches that we have at the depth area. That's going to be the whole design of the neck. Where I have the shoulder measurements, I forgot to take my shoulder slope, but I'll just show you guys what it looks like. So you mark downwards your round armhole measurement divided by 2 and make sure it's sitting at the width of your shoulder measurement. So by the time you connect that line downwards, it's going to be very straight and accurate. So after I roll out that line, I'm still going to roll a horizontal line, which is going to enable me take the armhole curve properly. Now you place your tape from the starting line and you mark from your shoulder to your bust point and roll out a straight line at that point. Next will be from the shoulder to the waistline. Since it's a free dress, we are going to skip the under bust line, mark it and roll out a straight line at that point. Next line will be from the shoulder to the hip line and I'm using 28 inches and I'll roll out a straight line at that point. Now we'll move over to take the armhole curve. You're going to take your round bust measurement, divide it by 4 and mark what it gives you on the armhole line, not the bust point, just right there. And now we're going to mark the midpoint of the armhole line, which is right there. Mark half an inch inwards and then we'll place the tape, the ruler just as seen. We'll connect these 3 points together just as seen from the bust measurement that we have there to the half an inch inwards and to the shoulder width. So now I'm going to be marking my back armhole line as well. So I'll just mark from that midpoint of the armhole line to the base there. And I'm using a blue chalk this time around to differentiate it. Like I said earlier, I folded everything into 4 so I'll be able to cut out both the front and back piece at once. So I'm also going to be running this blue chalk on the back neckline so the difference is clear. I know it's not all that visible from here, but I use different chalks. Now that I have the bust measurement there, I'm going to add 1.5 inch for ease and then 1 inch for sewing allowance, or you can do 2 inches for ease, 1 inch for sewing allowance. We'll skip the bust point line and move to the waistline. Take your round waist measurement, divide by 4, mark it, add your 2 inches or 1.5 inch for ease and then add your sewing allowance. On the hip line, take your exact hip measurement plus your 2 inches for ease, 1 inch for sewing allowance, or let's say your 1.5 inch for ease. So now we'll connect all these lines together just as seen. And yes, I'll connect from the waistline to the hip line. This dress is basically very simple. And these measurements we have at the hip line here is what I will still bring down to the full length. Like I said earlier, the full length of this fabric that I have here is 53, but I'm still going to be adding up to the length because I want it to be a really full length. So I'll just connect this line straight downwards to the full length. We can proceed to cut out the dress, starting off with the back piece before we proceed to cut out the front piece. So the back piece is the area where I use the blue chalk on. So after I cut it out, I'll just remove one piece of the dress aside and then I'll work on redefining the armhole line and the neckline of the front piece. So because I didn't take the shoulder slope, you will see that the shoulder of the front and the back piece is joined together. Since it's a free dress, it does not matter. But you can still go ahead and take your shoulder slope, which I showed you guys earlier. So now I'm going to add up to the length so that I can have the full length that I want. So I'll take out from the other piece of fabric that I kept aside earlier, and I'm going to cut and add to the length of both the front and the back piece. So it gives me a complete 60 inches or 61 inches full length. After sewing it up to the length of the dress, I'm going to open up the seam so that way it looks very nice and straight. I don't know if you guys noticed from the start of the video, but there's actually a joining line to the base of the dress. I don't know if you noticed, but this is what helps your, that line to be a bit sealed. I don't know, but it works very well. Just open up the seams, just as same. Now we'll proceed to cut out the lining for the dress or the interface for the dress. It depends on what you are using. If you want to use a full lining, you know what to do. Just cut out a full lining for the dress. But my lining is going to stop probably around my bust point because I do not have that much. I don't know. This is my dress. This is my client's dress. So just please let's maintain all professionalism to ourselves. I'm going to place my fabric on it just as in. Since the fabric itself is folded at the shoulder line, the lining has to be folded at the shoulder line as well. I love it like that because it's going to make the shoulder line very neat. And then I'll cut it out just as in. I'll first of all focus on the back piece of the dress. So after I cut it out, I'll place it on it and then I'll just redefine it to match with the front area. This process is very easy. After sewing the lining to the neckline area, we are going to notch all around and we are going to flip this over to the right face, which everything should look like this. Also make sure to give it a good press. Since I'm using a really short lining, I'm going to hem the lining just as seen so it does not fray at all. So now that the lining is settled, we are going to fold everything. We are going to flip it such that the back face is facing up because we are going to start working on the back face now. So we are going to place the tape from the shoulder line to the waistline, but I didn't exactly mark my waistline. I usually use like 17.5 for my waistline, but I marked 16 inches right here. So now I'm going to mark 1 inch below the waistline and I'm going to mark, let's say 1.5 inch above the waistline. That is the area I'm going to be sewing the whole or making the whole rush effect thing on. I actually do have a very detailed video on how to make a rush dress with a manual machine. It spells out every single thing you need to know. If you've not seen that video, make sure to check it out. So I railed the elastic thread. This is what the elastic thread looks like, and I'm using black. I railed the elastic thread on the rail and fixed it into my shuttle, right? I hope I'm right with these terms. And then I'll pull it out. So once you're pulling the thread, right, in the short, you will see it moving normally. So you know everything is okay. And we'll fix it right there. So when you're making a rush dress or an elastic dress, you are going to make sure that only your rail has the elastic. The top part is going to carry your normal thread. While you're sewing, you are going to make sure that your stitch is down. Make sure you're sewing on the last stitch. Make sure it's not tight at all. Make sure you're sewing a normal loose stitch because it's an elastic and it has to move freely because it's going to pull, it's going to stretch, it's going to do anything. So you're going to make sure you're sewing with a loose stitch since it's an elastic stitch. So you're basically going to continue this whole process like that. It's very simple. Just continue to sew. Don't pull your fabric. Just make sure you have control of it from this face right. I'll zoom this up so we can see closely so we can understand the distance or the spacing in between each stitch line. So what I do is I use the presser foot as a guide to make a distance between the first stitch and the second stitch. And also, if you don't know, the more lines you sew, the more effective the elastic thread is going to be. If you do like 1 2 3 lines, it's not going to be effective. So we should be looking like 10 lines thereabouts. Since they are close up, 10 lines should be okay. So after I was done, this is what it looks like. I ended up exceeding that line that I marked upwards because I want this elastic thread to get to at least close to like my under bust line, so that I don't know, I just like the fitting of it in that area than making it come down more. So you see that I didn't really even sew on the chalked line that is like downwards. I just exceeded the one upwards so the effect can be much to the upside. Now we can see that the dress is already very snatched and the back piece is already having a very defined look. Let's say you use your lining for this. Let's say you use a full lining. Make sure that you do this elastic thing on both the fabric and the lining together. Not that you will separate the linings because my lining is short. That is why it's not together. So I'm going to sew the 1 inch sewing allowance we added to the side. And then I'll mark from the shoulder line to where I want the slit to stop. And I'm using 44 inches for the area where the slit to stop. So the 1 inch we are sewing is going to stop at this point here. I'm just going to chalk it so we understand what exactly we are sewing. We are sewing exactly 1 inch because that's what we added for sewing allowance. Once you are done, you pull it up so it sews the other side. You will see that this whole elastic effect is going to make the front, it's going to make the whole waistline very snatched. So now we are done. This is what everything looks like so far. It makes a lot of sense. I really love this dress. Everything is coming together. You will see the waist is having a natural snatch. It's not just a simple straight dress. It has like a defined waistline, and that's what I love most about it. I also went ahead to finish up the seams of my slit, and I also hemmed the base of the dress. You can see the line where I joined the fabric, but it's not that obvious, honestly. And also, this is what the back view of the dress looks like. If you have a steamer iron, this part is totally optional, but I do not, so I'm going to manually do this. So what I did was I sprinkled water on the area where I have the elastic, the ruched elastic sewing that we did, and I'm going to use my iron to dry up the water that we sprinkled there, which is basically going to like shield the dress, going to make the elastic more effective, going to make the clothes a bit tinier. I know this works better with a steamer iron, but since I do not have one, we tried the manual method, and this is what it's going to look like. So you can do this as much as you want, and once we are done, we are going to attach the sleeve to the dress. I lost the clip where I recorded the sleeve, so you guys, I know there are so many tutorials out there on how to make a sleeve. Please help me find one and make a sleeve for yourself, either a long sleeve that will give you the longer version of the dress or a short sleeve. And this brings us to the end of this tutorial. I hope you learned something new. If you did, do well to give us a thumbs up. Don't forget to like, don't forget to share, don't forget to comment if you also learned something new. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.